Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. I think things are going pretty well. We're spreading out pretty effectively here, but we can always keep improving. So one thing we definitely need to do is grab Orm. I need to get some ships over here and we need to take this. Is this system... Yeah, we have some industry here. We're picking up another arid world, so actually we will be able to build ships here. Yeah, okay, we're working on that. Yes, we'll just make ourselves a couple of colony ships here, and we'll, or a colony. Make ourselves a couple of mediums, or maybe one of those siege larges I was talking about. We'll take Orm out, and then we'll set up over there as well. We gotta grab Spica at some point, probably sooner rather than later. So yeah, we do still need ships that are specialized in taking out pirates. Well, we finished that large design. We'll get on it. So the other thing we need to do is try to optimize influence output in these two systems while reducing influence output from the Sophons. So let's go ahead and demand something from them that I don't think they'll give us. How about all of their antimatter? We could demand all of their adamantium, but my concern there is that if they do choose to give it to us, we kind of just lose out on that because I don't even really want the adamantium. The antimatter we totally have uses for. So let's see if they do this. If they don't do it, they'll lose 35% of their influence output for a while, which will help a lot.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, great.
Good to see you making.
And they're still friendly about it even. Okay, now Amosa, are you pretty... No, you are extremely not optimized for influence output. First of all, this could happen. I'm comfortable paying influence for that. And then we need to get a lot of stuff rushed here. I was saving up to rush tech, but honestly, this might be more important in the sort of short term. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done in this system. It's just kind of a crummy system, so it's hard to get things. We do need a little bit more approval, and I guess this is the most efficient way to get that approval. And then we need a national museum, and then we're probably going to need a body language institute, but can't afford to rush everything right away. So we got pirate worlds to work on, and then if we attack Horatio and we manage to take a significant amount of territory from him, I think that'll probably get us very close to where we need to be. Very close to actually winning the game. We're seeing pretty weak garrison here. I have no idea what his overall military strength is like. His garrisons look fightable. Stronger than I would like, but fightable. The question is, do I need to wait on the war deck until after we actually have the large ships? I think the answer to that is probably yes. Waiting and letting ISO refill is a little bit of a shame, but if we declare war on him right now, we don't have much of a defense force, and if he does have fleets, we could be in trouble. So let's focus on building ships from here. So let's talk about ships. We have access to the Annihilator chassis. Wait a second. Did I? No, I still don't even have focused plasma. Get me focused plasma. Okay, we'll worry about ship designs next turn then. Because I do want to make some siege ships. Okay, lowered manpower refill rate on fleets on Empire for 10 turns isn't actually even a penalty, really. Like, that doesn't matter to us, I don't think. And it does promote one of the parties that we actually want in the government. So, not a tough choice.
Horatio doubts your motives and your ethics.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be making any alliances anytime soon there, Horatio. Alright, even more industry. Let's rush those both out and get ourselves going on the Body Language Institute. I mean, it's not actually going to be very much extra influence. 10% on that is not it's not a great return. Alright, let's talk about ships. So, let's pull everything here. If this first design is the sort of the core annihilator, we want this to be the weapon-focused ship, and then we'll build another large design that is the siege vessel. So, how do we want to start this? We have 39, 61. We have better torpedoes than anything else. Yeah, by a pretty large margin. But torpedoes are also very counterable. And I worry about that a little. That said, our fleets aren't going to be made up entirely of annihilators, so maybe it's a good idea to go for torpedoes on these ships and keep our medium ships at bullets. We can tend to run them in different flotillas in combat, and then that'll give us the... first of all, it'll prevent the AI from just going to bullet weapons to full counter us, because we can match our bullet ships against their bullet ships. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad plan. So we probably want to put weapons in every weapon slot. Every slot that can hold weapons, instead of messing with extra engines or anything like that. Put a couple of engines in them. Speed is important because our Empire is very wide. Very tall and very wide. And then, yeah, I guess defenses are okay. Jam a titanium enhancer in this support slot, and then just do shields, plating. Tech ourselves against projectile defenses a little bit, just in case people do go bullets against us. I think that's a fine design. And not really that expensive on the resources either. Partially because we don't actually have good weapon modules. And then a Queen-class siege carrier. That's a dumb name, but it's descriptive, so I'll take it. So we definitely want to go engine. We want these things to be at least as fast, and then as many siege modules as we can carry, which turns out only to be 3, but keep in mind that the module slots in larger ships are more effective, so you can see the base siege value per turn of these is 15, but in one of these slots they do 60. So this is as effective as 12 of these modules installed in small ships. This thing is a fleet of small siege vessels by itself. And then we have some slots left over. So we may as well pack some weapons in. These things can help in the battles. Do we want them to also be missile ships? Or do we want this to be an opportunity to mess with the enemy targeting? Maybe even go to energy weapons instead, huh? Yeah, actually, let's do that. This way, maybe we can get the enemies to not go entirely projectile defenses. Plus, there's value in having some ships in your fleet that do crew damage, because all you have to do is get a ship off of having 100% of its crew fulfillment to significantly lower its damage output. Okay, those are some ship designs. What were we doing over here? Okay, a lot of this stuff actually isn't that important. Not that I don't love science. Ooh, 12 turns. 12 turns, 7.6k. Alright. Well, one of these things should be able to take out a pirate base pretty easily, given the amount of manpower it will be stocking in addition to the siege modules. So let's just make one for now to head over to Orm. That'll be our first priority, and we will rush that. Obviously, we will not let that complete that slowly. Orion can build these things in 7 turns. I think we probably want to let this finish first, because it's a fair amount of extra influence per turn. Make ourselves a real weapon-based annihilator there. And yeah, we're going to have to buy out some very expensive ships. Yeah, sure. Let's see what these are. Okay, Transvine. I mean, we are finding sources of it, finally. That ship can head that way. Where are we at on... We have 5 Transvine. We would need probably... Yeah, 100-ish. Nope, still not on the market. Okay, that's fine. Wow. The price of titanium is super high right now. I think we should take advantage of that. We don't need red sang. We don't need Amianthoid. I'm not even sure why I have that much. Okay, let's sell a bunch of stuff. We might actually be able to speed up some of these vessels with dust instead. 81k. It's a shame you can't pay a mixed price. Like let that build for a turn or two and then pay half of it down with influence and half of it down with money. But we can rush one with money and the other with influence. So I don't think we need these at all. That's another 3.3. Probably sell off 50 of those without having to be worried about it. Yeah, the amount that we get out of doing that is pretty low, but we may as well. I guess I could have saved those for negotiating with the AI. We have sources of quadronics, at least. We need to get that mining tech. We need a lot of techs. We still don't have any terraforming technology, and we didn't really need it earlier. A lot of our systems were slower to grow this game than they were last game because we were running into a lot of cold places. So we weren't hitting our population caps, but we are now. In some places. So yeah, terraforming tech is starting to become more valuable. Terraforming to food planets earlier would have increased our rate of growth, obviously, but it also would have required us to spend the industry to terraform the planet at a time when we really didn't have any industry to play with. So we can reveal that. That aside, I think you're pretty much done probing from here, so... Well, I don't know where to put you. Let's head back over this way. We can reveal some more stuff in Vaulter territory and maybe skip around there. I don't know that we necessarily want to enter it because they've shown that they are somewhat hostile to the idea of foreign scouts, but I think we can do that at least. It looks like Hamal might actually be covered by the influence circle pretty soon, so we get that infinite reinforcement thing. It's a strange mechanic. Like, if it is the case that we could have shuttles running manpower out to our ships if they were right here, why would it not be the case that we could do it if they were right there? I mean, you're always going to have, game mechanics should not be overly concerned with representing reality. It's not realistic is never a good argument against a game mechanic, but it does butt up sometimes against your understanding of the game world as a place with its own reality, It's a little dissonant. Wow, this is a good adamantium deposit, too. Or antimatter, rather. I just hit the halfway point on that. 50% chance of creating a major economic crisis. I think we can afford to take a... Oh, that's right. This isn't even a dust hit. This is a reduction in upkeep. We're definitely not doing that, ever. We probably will not score super high on this. I'm not that concerned about increasing my dust output. We make dust through sales, not income. So let's see. We have to do some other things here before I search this. I mean, I guess we can just do that. Okay. Yeah, get started that way. We'll figure the rest of it out later. What do we have over here? Uninhabited systems. Well. The buyout on this? Okay. Let's get the siege carrier done, and then we'll build a couple of pupa here. Pupae? I think maybe that's the plural of pupa. Obviously, this goes well for us. Yeah, we'll take Orm, we'll take Gaikra. I'm a little surprised that this is available. Maybe it was a pirate system until very recently, and they just finished clearing it out or something. I don't know, weird. Do we want to drop immediately? Well, this pirate base doesn't even have a totally full garrison. Yeah, this should be easy. Yep, so we'll get that next turn. We don't even need the infinite reinforcements. Yeah, it's an interesting mechanic. I had not realized that worked that way, and that has some serious implications for games where we are playing as conquerors. Get this and that going. I do still think it's worth grabbing nano aquaculture first. There's no place where terraforming is going to give us as much extra influence as increasing Edenization to bioenhancement, so I think that's still the right play. Although, we will not have to spend nearly as long researching researching the colonization text, or the terraforming text, rather. Oh well, we'll be fine. Izar's putting out 126, and it is ecstatic, and it is at its population cap, so I guess it makes sense to start working on this. Don't necessarily need to rush it. This is just one extra dust per population point, but it's a pretty small cost to pay. And dust-producing buildings are upkeep free. They're all upside. Now, we are going to have to wait until FOD is actually, like... We're going to have to wait until FOD's cost comes down a little bit before taking it over. We can't just grab it the second our influence bubble is over it. Okay, yeah, we got this. They had a lot of manpower, but what they did not have was the ability to actually put it all into the battle. So now that you're producing a large amount of flat influence, I probably want to move you off of Pegasus. Maybe to Amosa? This is already working pretty... Yeah, you know what? I think it is to Amosa. Yeah, because that's 20 plus 5%. It's going to get to be even more. We do need to get trading company tech, because that will feed a lot of extra influence into that system. How expensive is that? Because we just need to get the trading company set up, and then we would get the 50. It doesn't even actually have to be doing anything. That's probably worth taking a little scientific detour for. We discovered... Okay. Discovered not that much interesting stuff. Is this... Wait, light blue is which player? Okay, that's Lumeris territory. Interesting. So, getting a colonizer over here actually may be important soon. Like, maybe right away. Because the Lumeris might take this, and if they don't, we might be able to put some pressure on them. So why don't we throw... Actually, is this the fastest these ships can be? No, I think this is worth doing at this point. Give me one of those. Where are we at on... Okay, we'll be able to rush this out next turn anyway. And then we'll get this? Or is it more important to get this done now that we have the hero here boosting our influence? It's an extra like 4 or 5 points from the Body Language Institute. Oh, we could rush this with dust. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. We'll rush this with dust. We'll get the ship with influence, and Orion could just actually finish building its ship. Here, we don't produce them that much faster. There's enough population here that just like 1 extra point of industry per population is still something. Or maybe we should focus on increasing the influence output of Pavo as well. It's in the middle of the Empire, so its influence bubble isn't really important. Maybe I should just focus on getting another ship out. So we have a weapon carrier. Let's get a siege carrier. We'll rush those as much as we can. You know, when the time feels appropriate. Alright, so we have here an awful lot of unexplored curiosities. Let's get those done. And then we have 3 planets that would benefit from eco-habitats. And then we can do some terraforming. So we do have some terraforming tech already. Picked up because it does other stuff. Because I'm obviously. Pretty focused on other stuff. Why don't we make that turn 2? Okay, that'll be helpful. So you don't actually have any movement. And you guys probably can just stay put for a turn. Oh, I did miss one. Alright, Beerus. Suppose this is a fair amount of dust. Nice cheap bonus that actually matters. We're still ecstatic here, but that won't be true forever. So yeah, I guess cue that up next. We are going to keep expanding. And as such, we are going to need more and more sources of approval. Okay. So this turn, FOD falls into our bubble. It starts at a cost of 17k. We're seeing initial notifications for other players' victory types. I don't think it's a big deal. $50 Transvine. Okay, that was a good find. That's why we had all that adamanthoid. It was because of adamanthoid, whatever it's called, amianthoid. It was because of a pirate base, right? That makes sense. All right, go go go.
Horatio hasn't it?
Hey, how's it going?
Obviously, I will not be stopping, and in fact, I will be rapidly accelerating my pace of quote-unquote conquering. It's peaceful, I swear. We've discovered the rejuvenation maze. Huh. 20% health regeneration ratio on ships in orbit or in the hangar. So that makes one of your systems into a place where it's really, really easy to reset ships after a battle. Then give me the other pupa, because we're going to need it to take Orm. Let's send a probe out this way, and then also just kind of like look around here. Yeah, I thought I saw the edge of an influence bubble. So yeah, if we can get Gaikra and really turn on the influence here, we might be able to make some headway against the Lumeris without having to fight them. Alright, Amosa's really coming along. Yeah, let's just go ahead and rush that as well. And then we're going to need some basics. We actually do have a fair amount of food here. Here, this is nice and cheap. We can build that. That'll really increase our like a 50% increase in industry. And then this is actually good here now. Rush that too. Okay. We can get to being able to build stuff, and then we'll build the extra population slots and maybe do some terraforming. We're going to need the industry first, though. Alright. Clearing Rukbat really doesn't do much for me. Clearing Spica's good, but only if I put down on it immediately. And that is a thing I could do. I could just go put down on it immediately. Let's head over to here. We'll see how I feel about that. Okay, what else do we need to do this turn? I guess nothing. Just make sure that we're checking back every now and then. Oh hey, a hero. Alright, we can make some money. Did I pick up this tech? I might have gotten this tech for free at some point. Oh no, I picked this up mostly for pulvis production, right. Okay, yeah, let's get that hero. No reason to not have a hero. Oh, especially Counselor. That's very handy. A Scavenger Counselor. That is a good hero. Alright, let's drop some of this stuff. Welcome, Scales. So where do we want to put you now? What level are you? Low. Alright, where do I want to put you for right now? We could put you on Shaddai. I don't know that that's actually that helpful. Does Oyera have a leader right now? No, okay, we could speed up the rate of gain on Oyera, just give you somewhere to gain XP. Scales is probably getting bumped over to the contested zone at some point, but we need to make sure we actually get this off of here so that we are gaining diplomatic pressure against him instead of him gaining it against us, so that we can make demands on him and reduce his influence output so that we can eventually actually get these systems. Alright, and Oyera is pretty close to finishing some stuff. Yeah, we'll be able to get a good XP boost here. Okay, I'm glad I went and looked at the market. What I did not actually bother to learn is where that resource, where the level of that resource was. And we have enough potatoes to do a system upgrades. Let's see, we're good there. I imagine Oyera is also level 3 already. Estra is not, and Estra is still outputting a really, really large amount of influence overall. So why don't we do this? Actually, Body Language Institute is still more important. Okay. So we probably won't actually have to wait for the siege carriers to do their thing for very long here. Or probably, honestly, we may not have to wait at all. Just send you guys out together. We have enough manpower on a carrier that we could probably just drop the second we hit, but the siege ability may be more relevant against player garrisons, which are still a thing that I'm thinking we might end up fighting a little bit of. Scientist political ideology is not particularly valuable to us, but I do like science in general, and I think we're fine losing dust, so... Okay, plus 20 approval on the Empire for 10 turns is handy.
A hand with this proposal.
I like this. It didn't work last time, so he's like, well, maybe I should give him something, but I don't want to go crazy here. Okay, what do we need on this system now? We're ecstatic here. Honestly, not much. Food isn't really very important, because we're obviously population capping. So I guess all that science stuff that I was working on before, or picking up AI labor, now that we have both of the hot planets filled, is probably a good idea. And then the science stuff. To be interrupted by ships whenever I need ships. I think that's probably the way to go. Okay. Keep looking around. Yeah, we're actually happy enough in most places. Oh, we need to get our trade company going. While it does not need to be powerful, there's no sense in us not making it powerful. So let's try to make the trade run as long as possible. Oyera is actually a really good place to put 1/2 of this. Do that, and we may as well rush that too, because that's pretty important. Okay, and then we'll put the receiving end over here somewhere. Yisel might be a good pick. It's like Yisel or Amosa. Probably Yisel. It's a good number of jumps and everything. Man, I do wish our ships were a little faster. After we get nano aquaculture, it might be a good idea for us to grab n-dimensional topologies. Warp speed boost is really nice. We still don't have wormhole tech. Alright, throw that on. It's probably not important to get it right away, but throw that on there. Get some levels for this guy.
You're one of our favorite fish in this galactic sea.
Huh. They feel safe with us. Well, that's... They like that I stopped outside their borders and sent in a bunch of probes. Are they actually reacting to that? I'm kind of surprised that that's a thing that they're aware of, but I can't imagine what else they could be talking about. Right? We've never had ships, like, anywhere else near their space. They have to be reacting to the fact that I came up to their border and then stopped, right? It seems very strange, though. Well, there's a world out there. There's a system out there somewhere. We got a star lane. And then, kind of in here, let's see if we can catch what's at the end of that. Man, if we manage to make this Gaikra play work, that would be a big, big gain. Okay. Almost everybody is in that alliance. Crucially, not Horatio. Maybe that's not that crucial, but it's pleasant for me that Horatio is not included. I guess that's a more honest way to put that. Let's get some industry stuff going, and then work on that. At this point, I should probably save influence a little bit. Like, we want to get this done. It's probably better for the trade company output to be on Yisel rather than Amosa, because I think you do get extras of the resources from the endpoints as well. So let's get that done, and that'll give us a nice big influence boost immediately. And then, are we saving up for tech, or are we rushing spaceships? Or there's a lot of stuff we might need to do here. 5.2k on that ship and 5.4 on this one. I'm gonna want to move ships to like GNY 8 in preparation for maybe going to war on Horatio. I think it makes sense too. I think we're certainly not going to win the game as quickly through stealing systems from our allies as we would by declaring war on Horatio. Alright, so you guys are headed to Spica, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Let's also get ourselves one of these. So it is going to be a little while before Vale's bubble catches another system, unfortunately. Oh hey, free hero ships. I feel like you almost always get this event in the really early game. This is probably the latest I've ever seen it. Okay, that's over. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Alright, you keep telling me that we are friends, which I'm fine with, but I would really care a lot more if it came with some, you know, material compensation. Maybe a little crass, but... see, this is not the kind of thing I was talking about.
Stins ahead.
I appreciate that he is now offering real amounts of dust, at least. Where are you? You're on Estra? Let's have a quick look at the situation on Estra. We don't really have any resources that we need more of here, but we could move this hero to a place where that is less true. Where are we pulling anything that's really important? I guess, strangely, potatoes are unusually important to us. Yeah, we could move you to a potato planet. We could move you to here. Hydromiel and ionic crystals are not particularly valuable to me, but they are valuable in a trade sense. Although I guess this maybe makes the most sense. Alright, yeah, let's pull Woodsfez over here. Here we go. And take resource deposit value. A lot of stuff there that he is actually helping us get. Actual useful help. Who would have thought? Alright, so we should be pushing back on yellow pretty hard now. Yeah, 5 points from border friction. Unfortunately, they were able to build up a lot of pressure on us before we got that figured out. Okay, what do we need on Beerius? Nothing really, so yeah, just Body Language Institute. And then, I guess... I don't think there's anywhere actually important for us to put system upgrades now, so let's just get them where we can get them. Every little bit helps. Yeah, at some point we will possess 15 strategic deposits. I think I can guarantee that will happen. Market-wide price decrease is not ideal for us, given how much money we're making off of selling things to the market. Where are our ships at? We are 3 turns away from being on Gaikra and 2 turns away from being on Orm. That is an uninhabited system. Weird. Guess the Lumeris don't really feel that they need to expand all that quickly? I don't know that I agree. I think a quick expansion seems to be pretty good, actually. Alright, so we're making good headway over here. So let's get a quick count again. We're at 16 now. Headed towards 17, 18, 19, probably 20. Let's make this happen. 21, 22, 23. Okay, so we know where a lot of our systems are coming from, and then it's a matter of just, like, taking stuff off of Horatio, probably. Yeah, okay, we're actually not that far. Remember, they don't have to be built up, they just have to be ours. So we actually may not even need to make headway against the Lumeris, which means we might want to just put something down on Andromeda and accept that it is probably not going to be ours for very long. It just needs to be ours for one critical turn. And then we have, we do have to make significant headway against Horatio, which is not yet guaranteed. Right, let's have a look at these ships. Okay, so we have the resources to rush the end of both of them, which is handy. What's my maximum fleet size? Only 6 points, so we gotta fix that.
You're one of our favorite.
That said, I think it makes sense to finish nano aquaculture since we're close to done with it and it is a pretty big deal. Wormholes and chitinous alloys. Actually, is that even going to be enough? That's 3 extra command points, which will take us to 10. But I believe large ships are 6 points each, right? Yeah. So we will actually need another tech beyond that to be able to run multiple larges in the same fleet. Well, we'll worry about it in a bit. I think all the researches we're working on now are sensible and correct. Okay, this is not getting cheaper very quickly, so we probably will just have to save up. That's fine, we're outputting a huge amount of influence now. You know what, I'm going to go back to here and fire some probes off from over here. I don't know what the Lumeris are up to, but they seem to be doing very well in influence. So they have 900 manpower stored up. They can only bring 400 of it to a fight, but we didn't actually refill all the way. I thought for sure we would have, given that we were traveling inside of our space the whole time. Well, that's fine. We can divert one of the siege ships over here for a moment and do a big manpower drop. Keep an eye on how this is moving. Not very much seems to be the answer. We may have to,
One of our
We Oregons are all
we may have to do another diplomatic pressure thing here.
Smart ones.
Yeah, okay, we're going to have to wait a turn on that, though. Yeah, we may need to reduce their influence output again. Or just, every time that becomes an option for us. It's probably how often we're going to have to do it. Okay, why don't we get these? Probably we can afford to do this. And then growth. Also, we can afford to do that. So this is going to be 16 industry. This will be 30. Okay. And that should help us get that done in a slightly faster time. Okay, it's just a scout ship. So we just have this, right? This fleet has 69 tanks to work with. We're pulling... Oh, wow. We are pulling this garrison down at almost 200 points per turn, though. That's right. I mean, I did know that. I guess there's no reason not to wait a little bit. I mean, I don't think that we're going to get declared on over here. Oh, hey, Red. Do we know Red? Ah, we've met the Cravers. The Cravers. I mean, we could go attack some of their stuff. Why don't we put an Annihilator out over here? We'll have it come and join up. So yeah, we'll wait for a second here. We'll attack this in a way that doesn't cost us a bunch of manpower.
Stop toying with the Empire.
He is distressed.
How are you these days? Care?
Who are they at war with? Is it Horatio? Also the Cravers. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we can come be the big hero by declaring war on Horatio soon. I do like that idea. Alright, let's do this so that we free up those mediums. And I was going to use this ship to go pirate hunting, but I seem to have lost sight of the pirate vessels that were bumming around in my space. Okay. Yeah, let's get aggressive on Horatio then. I guess this is a good place to do our build-up. It's technically within my space, plausible deniability, but it's a very easy site from which to attack Yersh and then Fagus. And, I mean, we just want to make more ships, right? So if we are currently at 7, working toward 10 command points, each fleet is going to be a large and a medium, and we don't actually have the design for smalls. Could I make a version of my scout ship that is okay at fighting? Actually, yeah. Like, not great, but okay. That said, I bet this is, yeah, less than a single turn worth of science, so why don't we just do that? Well, I don't want to slow that down, though. Yeah, let's do it like this. So we have 2 larges, 2 mediums. Build another one of these. We can have the siege ship just be in a fleet by itself, I guess. So an Annihilator to pair with each of the butchers, and then we'll make some small ships to fill in the gaps. And let's go ahead and, even though the influence bubble for this system doesn't really matter, let's go ahead and pump up the influence now, while that is a thing that is easy to do, before we have to go into full-on war production mode. It's so hard to just wait for the probes. My impatience is legendary. I guess just chill here for the moment. You guys are in guard mode. We're probably not doing anything until the siege fleet arrives, which is a shame. That's quite a few turns. What did I miss? Laren. There's no particular reason to keep these worlds cold. We may keep some of our hot worlds hot because we are definitely in kind of a position as far as industry goes. Probably can't afford to lose production capability, but a lot of our cold worlds can be made no longer cold. Now let's pick that up. We are going to have use for that. Well, if that's not going to add a turn, we may as well put it in front. You know, we could probably do both of the food things before grabbing the other planet. I think we have time. We're not going to butt into our population cap there. Alright, so this turn we should be able to make a demand of the Sophons. Here we have a desert world with an anomaly and a rare resource. We can see that there are some life forms that we can't quite explore yet. What is that? Ah, it's a Sophon incubator. Well, I guess I'm glad I grabbed the planet that has food on it. And yeah, we don't need to spend influence on this, because when this ship arrives, it will finish the colony no matter what. And that is definitely where I want to pull from. Oh man, that's going to take forever to show up, though. Would I be better off pulling from Shaddai? How much food do I get from a ship that is pulled from Shaddai? Because we're talking probably a few turns cut off the timer there. You know, honestly, at the rate of income here, like, it's possible that... Or at the rate the ships are going to travel and the rate of food income, it's possible that we're not going to get a food ship here before this thing settles naturally. Best case scenario for us would probably be... I'm gonna not pull from Shaddai, because I want Shaddai to keep growing. I think the best case scenario for us here is, in a couple of turns, the Sophons put down their outpost as well, and then we siphon off of them. Wait. Request alliance? How would that work? Is he going to leave his alliance? Because you can't have an alliance that has more than 4 members, right? Or you know what? Maybe it's you can't have an alliance that has more than half of the galaxy rounded down as members, and I'm just used to seeing it as 4 because I've mostly played the game with 8 factions pre-expansion and then 9 factions post. But now that we're playing with customs and we're up to 10 total, alliances can just be 5 members. Well, we're saying no anyway, but that's interesting. I wonder how long it would take us to win an alliance, to win a victory if we went in on that alliance. How quickly we could use their resources to push forward. Okay, so they're increasing their counter pressure, so we need to do this. Oh, no, I apparently did not gain enough influence. Well, we'll get there. Yep, you are now a public relations expert. Yep, you guys just chill there. We're making good headway. We haven't gained a lot of systems this episode, but we're making good headway. This turn we can buy this out easily. And then, honestly, this might be enough metal to threaten the Cravers up here. It looks like they are pulled to the side and weak. And as such, we might be able to get rid of them easily while making friends. Nobody likes a Craver, it turns out. I can't say that it's a mystery why.
We see you almost as kin, and offer this proposal in that spirit.
Actually, a science agreement is fine. It's going to help her toward her victory condition, but I'm not worried about her beating us. And we actually do have a lot of research that needs to get done. Alright, are there any other places where we want to make big expenditures of influence? Helping Oyera along with this might actually get us... Oh, we're going to need more living space soon. Might actually get us this system, maybe? That might happen in time. Honestly, Estra might outpace Oyera on that. And then I guess you can start working on this. Okay, we're looking at 2 more turns until that arrives. And we have a lot of systems. Everybody always needs orders. Alright, build this and then... we'll probably afford to terraform out of cold here. I'm a little worried about Spica being inside of their influence bubble, but I think it's okay. We'll fix it. Whose ship is this? Okay. The Vaulters are moving population from... Wait a minute. Moving population from where to where? None of their stuff is anywhere near here, right? Not that we're aware of. Huh. Interesting. I wonder where that is coming from and where it is going. Okay, am I still... Yeah, I'm still pacifist. So we'll go and talk to the Lumeris first, because the
Welcome,
Lumeris
welcome.
may
How
give
do
us
the
cheap
families
peace.
help?
And if not, I will just force peace on the Sophons. They don't like us already, so I don't think it's a big loss to do it on them. You know, we could probably get a slightly better deal here than the force peace price. You want some trees?
Ah,
Would you like, I don't know, 50 trees? Does that do it for you? Everybody loves trees. Boy, she's really giving this a think. How about 75? I bet this isn't going to make a difference. Based on the sound she made when I entered it. Oh no, that'll work. Okay, yeah, I'll take that deal.
you're one of our favorite.
You're a sly one, aren't you?
Am I blockading you?
Just a deal. A bar.
I don't think I'm blockading him. What's he talking about? He talking about my ships in defense, or my ships in guard mode around my system? I think he might be. Alright, what are we doing here? This, I guess, and then... Yeah, you know what? We might be able to terraform these planets into something that actually helps the Empire a little bit. To be perfectly honest, though, like, I don't even really want to rush that, because the gain is very low relative to the cost. Alright, yeah, you are guarding this junction. Oh, hey. Look at that. I finally discovered the Academy. Right, and Ayura has been good for Scales' development. We may as well just let this burn all the way down and take it for free. Yeah, I don't care about that. Oh, actually, we hit a new population collection bonus, did we? Huh. No? Well, now I wish I'd actually looked at that. We definitely already had 10 nearest. Maybe we gained one of these, but also lost one. And so we tripped the population bonus for a second, and it gave us the notification. That doesn't seem likely. You know, we could probably afford to cut My Precious now. We're in a much better situation on luxuries than we once were. Yeah, I guess not really a lot of other stuff we could be running in the slot at the moment, though. Okay, all the way over here on Izar, we really are just kind of out of important stuff to build. So we could work toward colonial rights. We are going to keep losing approval, after all.
Greetings, Cube.
Okay, we are now at a point where we can make a demand. Let's go diplomatic affair. If you don't give us 31 antimatter. It worked last time, it'll probably work again.
Hey, how's it?
Okay, cool. So we should make some good progress here. Honestly, Nikar might be in danger from us. That's about to arrive. We're just hanging out and waiting. How about down here? Has this set of probes revealed anything? Not really. Okay. Why don't you get over here? Let's have a look around in this area. Yeah, we're going to put down an outpost entirely within Sophon space there. May not be totally ideal. So, pacifists leading ecologists leading industrialists, right? I think that's our best play. We may not be able to actually push the industrialists up into the third slot, but we'll see what happens. We haven't conducted that much actual war in the last 20 turns. We have built a bunch of ships, though. Right, that one system went hard for the industrialists. I think we're on pace to make the government we actually wanted here. Yeah. Yeah, the militarists are getting outvoted. Okay. We've unlocked power to the people, which is actually pretty good. Probably not as good as the science law we're running now, though. And we managed to keep the pacifists in control. That means that we could... Oh, alliance stuff is changing. We are coming under attack from pirates. Okay, I'm not too worried about that. We'll deal with that later. And that means that we do have access to the new colony rule again, which we probably want to put in. Yeah, we don't need brains over bucks as badly as we need. I guess my precious is the one that we really need the least. I wonder how much dust this is actually responsible for. Let's find out. Okay, we're slightly negative without it. That's fine. And we're okay now, but we're not even ecstatic everywhere. And we're going to keep expanding, so we probably ought to get that new colony rule in. It will also actually help these outposts develop a little faster. It's a good government. Also, my, what a set of notifications this is. Let's do that, and... this should be in our favor. We want to be at any range, I guess, against these guys. Short's good. Short's fine. We should definitely, however, not have this thing by itself in the middle, because it is definitely going to get killed if we do that. Okay, yeah. Turtle's fine. Okay, why do we have so many notifications? Do we need this many notifications? What is good for you now? Have you basically exhausted all of your good governing skills? I suppose efficiency aficionado is not nothing. If we move him to a system that is just establishing, it may be useful. So dismiss those.
You're one of our... How are you these days?
Still no. Okay. There we go. We managed to make it through the notifications. Okay, so this pirate base should be trivial to take out now. Just go ahead and blitz, because we brought an awful lot of reinforcements. Yep, next turn that'll be over. We get a new hero. It's going to be an overseer. See, we don't actually have an industrialist leader right now. But also, the Sophon, like, this guy doesn't really benefit from being the leader of a party, it looks like. Yeah, so let's keep the industrialist leader slot open, I guess. An Imperial Overseer is not a bad pull. Obviously, Rousing Orator is pretty good. Do the Primitives have anything that quite matches up? They do not. Okay. Ima Naratya is our lady. Boy, what do we do with you? I'm not sure that there's a place for her to go that like really needs to push influence. We could put her on Yisel and have her press out against Yersh a little bit. And on Yisel, she would provide a fair amount of industry. Yeah, that's okay. It'll be a good place for her to level up. Alright, here on Amosa, we're actually in pretty great shape. We are no longer totally full on influence. Oh, on approval. We should definitely get this other trade company going, though, because what's-his-face is getting a bonus per functional trade company. So let's start a trade company here, and we'll end it at Amosa. While we're down here, let's pick something for Estra to do. It is probably terraforming. Just get extra population space, although I guess eco-habitat is also... well, it would only give us extra population space on Estra 4, where we probably just want to do this anyway. So I guess that makes more sense. Okay, here on Amosa, we have a thing we want to do next turn. I guess adjusting the planet types is probably pretty reasonable. That's how we'll get our approval back. We'll just terraform the planets into something that's not so miserable to live on. Alright, so we can handle that next turn. Shaddai needs to output just raw resources pretty much. Where do we actually want people? We actually want to make sure that Shaddai 2 is full. Then we could search the moons. That's probably not a high priority. Honestly, predictive logistics is important. Important enough, that I think, to rush it. Okay, I think that's pretty reasonable. So next turn, we'll take over Orm for free. We'll drop our pod there. We'll get Spica. We'll drop our pod there. I guess we may as well do that this episode. Just so I don't forget or anything strange. But our Hawking Radiation Dowser, which doesn't seem to have given us too much. Yeah, not a lot of useful wormholes. That's fine. Alright, let's do one more turn here. So we're still only at 16 actually currently owned systems, but we have half a dozen or so that we could just take at any moment. And following this, we'll be in pretty good position to start moving in on Horatio. We're in a position to also threaten those cravers over there. So honestly, I don't think we're too far from the end of this one. Alright, we probably want to put down on the Tundra World because the Tundra World is where the food is. We will live with this magnetic field. What did we get from defeating those pirates? Okay, a bunch of antimatter. That's nice.
Extends a hand with
Wow.
this proposal.
This deal is weighted in a certain direction. If he's so worried about me, I feel like he should maybe offer me deals that are a little bit more flattering.
One of our favorite fish.
Okay, yep. We're friends, I get it. Science or industry on Amosa? Well, that's not a very difficult choice. Scales has really leveled up quickly. If we're pulling food from Oyera here... Boy, that's not where I would pull food from for this colony. Unfortunately, we're not actually on the constellation with any of our other stuff. But, like, food from Yisa will actually arrive. Yeah, that's good enough. We discovered even more ionic crystal. Apparently that's a life form. We searched a life form anomaly and found that. I would have expected that to be more of a... subterranean sort of thing. Alright, let's do a little bit of terraforming. And Oyera is currently outputting influence just as hard as it can. Scales is actually really providing a lot of assistance on that front now. Let's start neutralizing anomalies. We don't really need to pick up the ability to settle there. Wow. Terraforming to steppes in Savannah is actually really useful here. It doesn't really matter which one. Savannah's a little bit better at building things. It's a lot of extra population space. Okay, over here, let's take this over. It's showing 0 to 180. I'm assuming that this is just, you know, because on most systems a conscription could happen. Alright, so we've cleared that out and acquired for ourselves some stuff I can sell. And here we have access to a toxic world, which is something, I guess. Food coming in from Oyera would never reach this system. I don't know why that is the call. Let's pull the food from Shaddai. We might actually... This might actually reach us, is the reason I'm willing to pull from Shaddai from this system when I wasn't from the earlier one. And if you're going to send food, send a lot. Yeah, that might actually get here in time to make a difference. Okay, so then... This ship is doing what? I don't even know what. Send out a probe this way? Maybe we'll find something? I don't know. So yeah, the cravers can't be very large. We should go to Andromeda. The Lumiris have been really happy about us not being all up in their space so far, but I think we should send the ships to Andromeda and then across to Craver territory and start making violence happen. Do I want to wait until this guy arrives? It's only going to be 2 turns. Yeah. Let's guard this outpost for the moment. We'll move the 2 large ships together. I'll feel a little bit more comfortable about that. And then we probably do actually want to go up to integrated theaters for the extra command points. So what do we want to pick up? We actually already have some reasonable Hyperium energy weapons, so maybe like advanced fusion power, and then also... I don't know that we'll use boarding pods here, but also... you know what? We might use fighters. Or bombers, at least. Maybe do this. We could go for a tactics set. Minimize short-range damage taken. Use it if you think you will destroy ships and want to receive influence after the battle. Huh. You don't say. Maybe we want to pick up titanium electroplating, actually. Maybe instead of that, and then we'll just research a better quality of projectile weapons if we need new projectile weapons. Alright, I think that makes sense. Then we'll grab this. And then our large ships can actually be in the same fleet. Okay, I think we are well on our way. These ships probably don't need to be here anymore. I don't think the Sophons are going to try anything crazy, and even if they did put down an outpost on one of these planets, that would actually help us more than it hurts us, probably. Because we would just take it, the same way we take everything. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about our position. We didn't actually gain a lot of colonies as reported by this number, but our potential sudden colony grab is really strong now. So, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to see how the direction of our violence unfolds. And we'll see you then.